He was not good though.
Oh,
That's better.
oh.
Bluetooth connected.
Need to be up a little bit, I feel. That's a bit better. That's better. Oh, I'm kind of liking the green.
Mm-hmm.
It's not making a noise either, which is nice. Maybe it just needed oiling or something. Maybe it needed a rest. You got me picking my nose on the YouTube. I need to shave my head. That's all right though. I'll just put on a hat. Oh shit! I haven't got a hat.
It's too hot.
It is pretty warm actually. A bit too warm.
Hey, Mackenzie.
Hello. Hello. Hello, M Cosmo. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Hi.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Nope. Just kidding.
good. Is it first time? Welcome.
Oh, it's doing that thing it was doing before, babe.
Oh, what thing is that?
Well, nothing's working. Like the spreadsheets don't want to work
I know. I don't understand.
with our Wi-Fi today.
Is the Trojan horse the hoplites? No. Topic. Well, it's readings, but chit chat in general. Malware. Is it malware? Hello, Count-Dracula.
I got your tip, Count Dracula.
Hello. Thank you for the rose. Now, hi, hello. First time, welcome. Welcome. Will you find the ring? Found it. Very kind in you. Thank you very much. How's today been? It's been busy, to be honest. It's been very busy. Yeah. Take the kids to the dentist, drop them off at school, pick them up at school, keeping them alive, work, doing readings, stuff like that. Spell work, things. Just lots of stuff. Rushed off my feet.
Tired. So
Oh,
tired.
thank you. Hello there. Oh, you're from Singapore. Hello. Yeah, we are tired. Yes. And then we're off to Salem. Mediumship. Yes, I do mediumship. I don't really do mediumship in the lives because I need the consistency and that takes a bit more out of me. I'm not in the UK. From the UK, yes, but I'm not in the UK. I am in America now. I don't even know what time it is in the UK right now. It's about 3 in the morning, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be up if it was 3 in the morning. Please. You're most welcome. Oh, thank you. It's very epic music.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What was that? You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How are you? what flavour is just a mix because I'm running out of things. I think this is just apple. It's gone now. Original apple. It's all right. I used to like the shisha tobacco, you know, the hookah, and it reminds me of that al fakir double apple. I used to love that stuff. It's like anise flavoured apple. I used to mix it with mint. That was good. Oh, that's something that just kind of I stuck with. I've had it for a long time. It is, isn't it? I like it. Is it really? That's.
Are we gonna get up to anything else while we're in
It's
jail?
illegal in Singapore. What are we going to get up to in Salem? We're going to go have a look around, do some shopping. I think there is a satanic church.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
We also have a psychic witch fair
Yeah.
we're gonna go to, and a couple of other outdoor festival things.
It'd be fun. Have a look at the
Some
shops.
museums.
Some historic sites, museums, all that stuff. Where am I from? England originally. Yeah.
Did you say hi to Rose?
Hello, Rose. Sorry, I was completely. Yeah. Hello. She says, pretty woman. Bom, 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 bom.
We will have fun in Salem. Hi, Amanda.
In a transitional stage at the moment. Not sure if I can trust my intuition. I will say this. Doubt, when I read like the bones, I cast them. Doubt and intuition are often polarities, yet they are so similar. When we doubt creeps in, that becomes a big problem, because then is it instinct or is it intuition? Is it past fear that we are looking back on and trying to stop something from repeating? Or is it our intuition? Your intuition usually comes first. Your intuition is that which cannot be denied. In terms of this, it can mean that you are not facing a truth that you do not want to look at. Once you look at it, however, the sting is taken away, the poison is removed, the damage is done. You do not have to act on that truth, but you have to accept it. And then when you accept that truth, there is no need for doubt. You know the difference. I hope that makes sense. Hi, Wicked Rose. You're welcome. Okay, so, we got a couple of tips for the readings already. So, I'll make an announcement so people know how it works. And if you want to stay for just the chit chat and whatever, it's fine too, okay? So, these are $10 minimum tip readings. You can tip via Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. The link tree is in the bio for those. But please remember to leave your username and, if you have one, a question about the nature of your reading. Thank you. I know, it was a gift from my aunt, actually.
Oh, yeah.
You're most welcome.
All right, you gotta calm down there, Basilisk.
What's the matter?
You said you're hot. They said you're a dilf.
Oh,
my.
I don't think I've ever been called a dilf. Oh, thank you. Love and light. Until then.
Yep.
So, when shall I begin, my dear?
Fine. Whenever you want to.
Okay, so we're on YouTube as well, guys. Who is flirting with Wizard Daddy? Just stop calling me Wizard Daddy. um,
I love when they call you Wizard Daddy. I called you that once in the Discord, just once, just the once. Forevermore.
I have this strange image of being like presented with like a jacket that has that bedazzled on the back of it.
Like
Wizard Daddy.
Like in Greece or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like some strange initiation. You like it. Right.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we're on YouTube as well. Just so there, and that way also you can go back and rewatch or whatever with the reading is concerned.
Real quick. Can you tell some herbs YouTube asks? Can you tell me some herbs you keep close for protection and peace?
Oh, okay. One of my strangely enough, as a child, I never liked this herb purely because my grandmother used to hang pouches of the stuff everywhere. But lavender in itself, its very essence, its very scent is calming. And they put it in kids' stuff all the time, and that is what it is. It's what it does. It promotes peace. That's always good to have. Forms of sage, personally for me, I prefer when it comes to sage, especially there are forms of controversy if they're burning sage, obviously. You want to be respectful. Russian sage. The great thing about Russian sage is it's almost a hybrid of lavender and sage. And it does just that. So Russian sage is fantastic.
It's called clary sage too.
I think it is. But clary, Russian sage. That's great. The other thing, rue. Rue is great for forms of removal of negative energies. As a matter of fact, if you were to burn rue, it stinks. You smell it. Oh, I had a jar of it here, and it's not there on the shelf, but I think it's over on the altar. But it just smells like tea. But when you burn it, it's pungent. It's very pungent. And you can kind of get what it's about when you smell it burning. You're like, that would drive anything away. Juniper, juniper is great, actually. One of the things, I used to use juniper a lot. However, I used to gather it from. It used to grow wild. I don't know if it was. I presume it was wild in the forest where I used to live in England. And since then, I've not really thought about getting it, but I should, to be honest, because juniper is great. Those are the ones that I keep close by, at least, for just regular things that I add to things, because they're great. Also, herbs that promote healing usually have that same essence. Okay, doesn't mean they're protective in a sense, but nevertheless, you can always add them and throw them in the same way as I was saying about lavender. Lavender has a calming effect, so I'm being told to shut up now, so I'll shut up. But that's a few.
Jesus Christ, that's real quick.
Yeah,
goes on a 10-minute conversation.
I called you out. I'm sorry.
Hello, Basilisk.
Hello. Well, all right, just threateningly.
Oh, there too.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Right. Anyways.
Wahoo!
She is beautiful.
Oh, no hyper.
Oh,
well, hold down. Jeez. Yeah, I gotta say hi to my wife. How could I?
Hello, Ivy.
All right. Thank you. This isn't an OnlyFans. She is American, yeah.
Oh, clearly.
Clearly. Anyway. Now, so, Count Dracula, you're first for the readings.
Only Dilson knows. Hey, baby! New hashtag.
Okay. Last night I ended up in a fight with one of my best friends. She gaslit me and made the entire conversation about how I wronged her by taking care of myself. Do the cards or bones have any guidance for me? I think we'll go with the cards. And I think we'll go with the more traditional deck. If I can find it. There we go. Come here, you. All right. The Antlered Dilf. Oh no, you made me drop a card. The Antlered Dilf. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a backup account right there. It's not. She would kill me.
What?
Nothing. Too hot to tear up. Oh my goodness.
Don't drop the card with a soap emoji. Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, resend it, Jen. Thank you.
Right, so this is very kind of judgment. Judgment is the form of what you were getting. This gaslighting, being made to feel this way. However, there is an inverted card, and it is probably one of the best for an inverted card. The Eight of Swords. Bloody Roman numerals. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords inverted is freedom. Being able to now move outside the bondages of that which another has put you in the form of judgment. The Steve Irwin. Crikey! No. This form of judgment, you surpass it. You don't lower to it. You see, you said it yourself here. They gaslit you. At the time, you knew. And so therefore you adjusted yourself and you perhaps even your behaviors, your emotions accordingly because of it. However, this does not mean that there is not pain there because of this. But I'm afraid this is one of these things that is a sad thing. Yes, where in form of friendship, here, your path, the sword denotes this movement, this transition. Your path is different. Your path is taking you to a different place, spiritually and mentally. In the form of emotions, sensitivities, being more aware of such things due to a path of healing that you are taking. This is why. It is difficult when we feel like we have to leave someone behind. Yes. But it's necessary. You cannot stop. You cannot stop and allow someone to catch up. It does not help them, and it certainly does not help you. What you have done here is the right thing. What I will say from this is that this person knows this. This person may be feeling as though they are left behind, that they are fighting for breath, they are drowning. But this is the point. You sink or swim. That seems harsh, but we must all do it. They will swim. You just have to keep doing what you're doing. They'll come back and they will apologize also. I hope that helps.
Okay, Priscilla, right now we have 4, about to be 5 and 1. Okay?
As a DC wizard. What's a DC wizard? Is that like the comics? That'd be awesome. Ah, that's very cool. Now, Lily GK. Sorry, I had a massive brain fart then. Lily GK. My friend and I were recently discussing starting a TikTok or YouTube channel together. If we did that, what does the future hold? It's funny you say this because this is one of those things that I actually gave someone some advice about today, which I thought would make a really good TikTok. And it's something that applies to this very well. So that will come after this bit. Forms of creation. Is this Wadruna?
Naruto?
I do not know it. Now, move a bit forwards. Okay. No, you don't. Okay. You want to come out to the next. So. Okay, Lily GK. Here, this is movement and action, but it is caused by the two. One fans the flames of another. This is that exactly. Two people discussing, creating, kind of geeing each other up. It's good. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of movement here in way of creativity, ideas sparking off. Okay, this is great. This is great too. The magician, the magi. The magician here is the creator. This is coming to exactly what I was going to say. The creator in terms of what you manifest. And this is the point that I was saying. Ideas such as these, I see as a handful of seeds. This is what I was saying. You have this handful of seeds, and there may be a whole garden full of vegetables in this hand. It is potential. You eat those seeds, you will not be full. It takes patience, time, and application. And that is what part of the manifesting thing is. To manifest something still takes work. Physically, it takes work. And this is where a lot of people like, well, I've manifested, I've sent off my request. Now I sit and wait. No, that's not the case. You have to plant those seeds, you have to tend them, you have to water it, weed it to get that return. And then there is the element of time and waiting. But nevertheless, the potential is there. Forms of reflection here in the moon, but also there are unities, something here that could help you progress further, moving together in forms of friendship, but also spiritually. This one, do not limit what you think just because it may take too long or it seems like too much effort. There is potential for great things to it, but it takes time, it takes work, but don't let that be off-putting. I always think about things like that in the sense of you want to do something, you don't do it, a year goes by, then you think, if I'd have done that, I'd be reaping the rewards of it now. I'd be in that now. And that's one of those things to hold in mind, that acting in the present, doing it now, getting started, if you keep that energy up, forms of cooperation, differences of opinions, this is what's required. Collab, in other words, stuff going on. There is so much potential here, but don't be put off by the process and the starting points. The starting point is just the starting point. Go for it. I hope that helps.
Ugh. Would you just play? There we go.
Having some technical difficulties today. You're most welcome. Now, rolling my saves. Really need some help. Pure chaos, stress, and fear.
Sounds like a regular Wednesday for me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Got it, Jen. Can
I
you
was
put your
just about to
question
say,
in the chat?
I never knew you had children, Henry.
Let us know when you have it up, Lily, so we can follow you.
Most definitely. We'll give you a shout out as well on ours. What am I going to do? I don't feel like I want to do.
Oh, that's
bones.
exciting, Jen.
I want to do cards, but I feel like this one. It's warm in here. There's a real reason witches love autumn. Because all the bloody candles, it gets too hot. Yeah, the mornings are great. It's chilly. It's nice. You can wear cozy stuff. And then as the day goes on, it's getting warm. I don't like it. I've had enough of warm now. Oh, yes. Okay, so here, rolling my saves. There is such control. You know the feeling it gives me? Yes, we are. The feeling this gives me is, you know, when you're holding something that's very heavy, but you don't have a firm grip of it, and your fingers are hurting because you're like, this is the last line of defense. Like, I'm holding on to the tips. That's the feeling I get from this card, where in the way of balance, trying to keep things in a form of direction, trying to keep level over what is overwhelming through different things, different expectations, perhaps even deadlines, things like that happening, and also emotional things. Trying to keep this balance is like this slipping, holding on to it. Just get through until I can close my eyes, till I can go to sleep. That kind of thing. Not long, you know. This is an ongoing thing that presents itself. And we was saying here about Tor last time, and Tor has a huge thing to do with this because Tor offers strength, protection, courage in the face of that which is the most terrifying individually to us, that which we fear within. This is that which is presented. There are reasons to this. Different deities, but many, but different ones, all offer trial. This is a truth. They do not make things go away, but they do help coax us. They reassure us through lessons, through story. Yes. This is something that is known to you now. This is something that is illuminated. And from this, there is instruction. This feeling as though I can't do everything that is being asked of me. Well, you can. You are capable. Yet there is something within that is telling you you are not. You must unlearn this. Within you is a Thor. You must learn Thor again. You must remember who you are. This is this union between the two. This is this wave of emotion. Difficult. This depicts itself in my mind's eye to be almost a wave that comes in. And yes, it comes in that wave, and yes, it smashes boats against the rocks. It topples docks and fishing wharfs and all manner of things, but also it takes them out with it again, leaving that which should be there. This is it for you. This is the point. Don't stop now. You've got this. I hope that helps.
Are we friends, Kaylee? If we're friends, I could just send you the timestamp too. Oh, I'll add you. There we go. Okay.
There you go. Well, now we know.
Find me. Follow me back, Kaylee.
Well. Better bitchy. Message from guides and ancestors. Thank you so much. Whoa, I know there's green behind me, but there's green in front of me. It's like, it's right here, okay? I close my eyes and I'm like, what's there? And this is it. It's almost like a horseshoe shape lick of flame that is green, like this. Two flames like joined like this. It turns upwards, it comes down and up and around like this green flame. Not that kind of green, it's much more vivid than that. What is it? Well, I think, if I'm honest with you, I'm not entirely sure. There is a form of underworldy feeling to it. Hell, Hades, perhaps, Anubis, although probably not Anubis. It doesn't feel like Anubis. I know Anubis from before. There is also someone here, and there's a feeling. This feeling is, it goes like this and moves around like that. And it's like it circles and does it again. This strange feeling that keeps rubbing on the back of my head, as though I'm supposed to be drawn to that which is here at the back of the head. What it means to me, I can tell you, it can be forms of memory. It can be also forms of comfort. Usually the back of the head to me denotes comfort as well, as though there is a soothing element here to this individual. This individual, I want to say that there is like something beginning with an M, like Marguerite, something like this. The feeling I get from this individual is that they are older. There is this here to the face that there's a sallowness to their face that age brings, I suppose. Also, glasses on chains seems to be this thing here. Seems very vivid. Red lipstick and curly hair. It's really weird, this word noise, like fa, like that. Honestly, this is like fa. Maybe they're swearing. I don't know. Trying to say something along those lines. Father? Fa. I'm not getting it. Regardless, we'll move on from that. I'm getting the vessel. When the vessel, it's kind of like one of these symbols that they use to choose from. It's like a pot, like a terracotta pot with a lid. The vessel is that which is contained here for the self, for you. This is something that is a protective element, that which contains, that which holds, not the body as such, but that which contains forms of perhaps past pain, trauma, even loss. That takes the damage in many ways. That is the shell. There is this hand that moves around it, and from that there is that same green light, like a flame, moving around it, smoothing it off, as though this nurturing energy is there to kind of rebuild, to heal something within that holds something that is precious, like most precious. What is contained within the vessel, it is you in your most essence or essential self, who you are, not as an identity, but as a spirit. There is something there to do with that, I feel. It's like healing, but it's more protecting. I hope that helps.
Make an announcement real quick.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hello there, everyone. If you would like a reading, they are $10 minimum tipped reading. You can tip via Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. Linktree is in the bio. Please remember, though, to leave your username and a question, if you have one, about the nature of your reading. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. And you're most welcome, very much. Giant jackalopes.
I love that name.
Is that a kind of deer? Is it a deer?
The
It
deer
is a
with the
deer.
antlers.
Yes. Well, all deer have antlers.
Oh, the rabbit with antlers is a jackalope.
It's a jackalope. Oh,
Yeah,
the
sorry.
mythical thing. Yes, got it. It sounds like, like the old exclamations, like suckering succotash, like that.
Suckering succotash.
Giant jackalopes, Batman. I don't know. Anyways, I recently met someone and we hit it off immediately. They decided to take a social media break and we only talked through the app. So we haven't had a convo in a while. I like him a lot, but I don't know what to do. No, Tess, jackalopes aren't real. But a platypus is. Figure that one out. I mean, in a sense, I guess the only problem with the jackalope is that when they burrow, their antlers would get stuck. Anyways, yeah. Hey, that one really flew out, and I don't usually do the whole fly out things, but that one did fly out, so we'll keep it. We'll keep it. But the trust intuition there. Right. Narwhals. I know they're weird as well. There's something that you think apparently it's where the idea of unicorns came from, isn't it? Narwhals. All of these cards are telling you, not me, but you, be bold. This is empowerment where love is concerned. The banner is symbolic of love. The staff is this union, almost as though the pride of it. And the cockerel here is this exuberance where love is concerned. This cockiness is where the name comes from, but it is this almost extroversion. That's a word, right? Sounds right. That's it. However, here there is the Two of Pentacles. This is earthly. This is mundane. And this is things where the what ifs. Yes, you like this person. Yes, this person likes you. However, they are the earthly and trying to keep balance here. Love, romance, strong emotional feelings towards another can never really be just boxed into logic. That's where everything starts to fall apart. You cannot contain that which is without measure, that which can grow exponentially, such as love. It does not work. You cannot confine that. You cannot just separate it. This is this here. This is you trying this. Play it cool in that sense, yes, but what you want, play it cool. What you want, play it cool. Use your emotion more. The Empress here, always present with the cat, the banner of love flying above. Your intuition, how you feel. Project that outwards. It does not mean, however, that you need to spill the beans about everything and, come over strong. Not at all. But it does mean here that inner struggle within this form of turmoil is more damage and more damaging to you than fear of our form of rejection. Rejection is not necessary. It has already been established there. You like someone. Whether or not they like you, there is only one way to truly find that out. But there is nothing to fear from this. It requires strength. Strength tempered with grace. That is what is required here. The strength, the conviction, and the courage to be forthcoming in how you feel. Ask this person. Ask them. Just be like, hey, where do you see this going? Do you want to meet up at some point? Do you want to do something? That's where it begins, taking action. Like I was saying a moment ago when it comes to manifesting. You can manifest until the cows come home, but unless you take at least one step towards that goal, why should the universe help if you're not going to act accordingly? I hope that helps.
Okay, so we have Priscilla on YouTube, Kaylee Alexis, Chokes, Tarot and Weed, and then Pink Sip. So we have 5 in line right now. Okie dokie.
So plenty more space. You're most welcome.
Space if you want one.
It's always warm when that door shuts.
You're open the window.
It is open.
Yeah, no.
I was doing readings earlier today and there's bloody someone on their phone talking really loud walking past.
I hope it helps as the most helpful mate ever.
It's become my thing. I should get a t-shirt with it.
I hope that helps you.
You're welcome, Priscilla.
Hey, Wizard Daddy, remember how you literally just said my friend would come back with an apology?
Yes.
Did they?
They came back with an apology.
Let me open up the door, my love of my life.
Thank you, my love of my life. Also. What a coinkydink.
How did you know? Oh.
Oh, thank you, Sunrise. All praise was. Oh, that's much better. I can feel that air now. Right. So, worship Wizard Mummy. I do my best. Oh, don't worry about the blame. Just stick to your guns, what you know to be true. Stay on your course. They'll come back with something better. Right. Priscilla on YouTube. Hello. You asked, the Cancer Man is suddenly missing in action. What are his intentions with me? Is he bored or is he with, is this a Cancerian test because I have been reserved? I want to know if this is worth my time because my heart flutters for him and my gut says he for sure feels something for me.
I feel something for you, Priscilla.
Ooh.
Okay, wow, are you? But unfortunately, I'm taken. Got like 8 wives now. And 1 husband.
And a husband, a legitimate husband. Right. that should have been the first one.
So many lives.
This took a turn. It did a bit. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, cards. I was thinking then, no card. There he is. There he is. Okay, so here, this is death, but in reverse. So the reversal is the stop almost, or the quite literally backing up in terms of transition, in terms of moving with the flow, something that is almost evolving, taking form in the way of relationship, of something here covering ground with someone. This person is backpedaling, but why are they backpedaling? These things say that it is not a personal thing that involves you in that sense, but more themselves. Okay, so the Emperor. The Emperor, this person, almost is as though this person feels that they need to take it on themselves. A bit of a martyr, even though no one asked them to be, even when there is no real need to be. Deny yourself this because it's to help someone else, although it's not to help anyone. Why are you denying yourself these things? It makes no sense. They've become conditioned almost to it. This to me feels like it's something to do, and I don't know why, but to do with this person's mother. Okay, that feels really kind of vivid to me, that it's like, like go without for some form of guilt that is pushed on them from someone, as in a matriarchal thing. Okay, as though this kind of gallant effort is instilled in them, where really it is exploitation. But they have just become accustomed to it, to believe that, to sacrifice other things that they want is important. Now, another inverted card here. This I'm putting the wrong one. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords here is opportunity. It is forms of communication, but in reverse. This communication is taken aside. Why, though? Why do this? There are goals. There are things here that incite that they are in the way of desires that this individual wants, this individual truly has always wanted. Yet, once again, we're coming back to this thing. Why do you keep denying yourself things that you actually want? You get so far, and then all of a sudden you're like, and now we cut it off because that's what I've always done. And I get some sense of self-righteousness from it. No. This is something that they have to learn, and it may be difficult for them to learn this. It may be very difficult for them to learn this because they have become very conditioned to it in many ways. All right? So much so that, once again, this is this feminine, matriarchal figure that is almost like a thought form. It is an egregore almost. It is not that person anymore. It is more so that it is the memory of them that is alive, of this person always constantly saying, you're a good boy for sacrificing something. It's really weird. It's a really weird feeling. You know what I mean? But
Priscilla asked, should I be more open to them? And
I saw.
Oh, okay.
This is what I'm coming to. This is that figure. This is where it comes to in the Queen of Wands, where it's drive and action, the doing. The action thing is the fire of the wands. And this is what holds them back from actually taking that leap. Yes, but also you cannot fight this person's battle in that way. All right. In other words, here there is this form of being complacent for this person, allowing them to sit within that form of complacency, but also, yes, being open in the way of saying, are you sure? Because you are missing things here. And do you really want to miss this? Like, in other words, be like, I am worth more. So either shit or get off the pot. You know, that kind of thing. There is this form of fighting, this trying harder that this person needs to do. And I think that's what's going to come from that, from you kind of giving them that kind of, not an ultimatum, but at the same point, like, hey, I'm here and I'm not going to be here forever. I think we'll give them a kick up the backside a bit. I hope that helps. I have to sit back because my back hurts, but I like sitting forward when I do
Lean back.
readings.
Lean back.
Ludicrous.
Lean back.
That was ludicrous, wasn't
Slow motion for you. Slow motion for you. Slow motion for you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you
You're most welcome, Priscilla.
realize that
Kaylee.
you have the most
Important message for me about my soulmate. Water break. Thank you, Cynical Bite. That's really
Get him. Get him. Get him.
that's better. Did you just do 6 days a week?
working 9 to 5.
That's not, no, 6 days a week, the Beatles.
I don't remember 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
think it's 8 days a week, right? 5
That's,
days a week?
there isn't 8 days in a
No, I
week.
know. I think that's the point.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
8 days a week. That's right.
Yeah, I think it is 8 days a week. You're right.
It is.
Yeah.
I got your shit by ringing.
I love a bit of throat singing. Right. Made me laugh.
Aw, no problem, Priscilla.
Right, there is movement here, but there is also something in the way of return. Almost like something that grows, returning back to then harvest in this sense. I suppose this is the season for harvest, so naturally that can coincide as well. What we have here, the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. This feels like all the chickens coming home to roost in many ways, like something big, like pretty big happening, and I don't know what. Part of me kind of says the next level of something. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to imply anything that I don't know. Okay, so like I'm going to give you for example, perhaps proposal. It could be also forms of living together or just taking something to the next step. Okay, that's what this is for me. This is this coming in, all these things coming in, something happening that is a long time coming in the way of relationship. Oh, that's what it is. Meeting finally. Okay, so this is what it is. This next step, this build up. Okay, here, well, this tells me that you are not going to be disappointed in any means. Okay, the reversed hangman is fantastic. You think just how, what are you laughing at? You think just how bad this card is as the hangman. It's just as powerful in reverse. It is this all restrictions gone. And I'm guessing that's obviously, but being in person and meeting in person finally, this would explain it. Okay, so there is this levity, this kind of massive, and then boom, like that. It's just all that build up. It's going to be good. What we have here is justice, which is great, because justice in this sense is that there has been so much here in the way of, this difficulties, I suppose, especially like long term and long distance. There is difficulties. I know we did it,
Yeah.
and it's all right. It wasn't that bad.
Oh,
We still
good.
met, yeah, but we still were in love. Jeez, well, it wasn't good, but it's hard, but it's not impossible. We stand testimony to that. It's hard, but it's not impossible. Well, that was taken out of context, to be completely honest. And this is that. This is this kind of rewarding. This is what the justice is. These scales are now tipping in terms of that. So there are forms here of there is something else to this, and I don't know what it is. This here, the page of wands is very much about starting a journey, okay, but it's reversed. It's as though it's a return. It's not a journey, it's the completion of one. It is that which now is coming good, that is coming into fruition, that two people have worked so hard with sheer tenacity and love coming together, and this is the reward. Harvesting what you have worked so lovingly and so determinedly at is now the harvest. This is a message in itself, because this must be enjoyed. Must be enjoyed to the point where if you work so hard at something, enjoy it without any form of inhibition. Accept it for what it is, because it is yours. You have earned it, every ounce. Enjoy it, have fun, and love unconditionally. I hope that helps. That's how I felt about you.
Oh. That's how I felt about you.
Once.
What? Rude.
Yeah. Why you keep looking at me? You give me side eyes. I heard a child then. Are you recording? Oh, for God's sake. She's got the ghost, the spirit box out, which is kind of a bit of a kick in the teeth to me.
Well, nobody's talking, so I guess that's a good sign.
Oh, they said shelf. What's on the shelf? Oh, the pendulum. You want the pendulum off the shelf?
I'm not doing the we're not doing pendulums right now.
The ghosts want the pendulum.
There is a lot of shelf, to be fair.
That is fair. What do you want on the shelf?
Be
Would you
specific.
ghost?
They're never specific, are they?
Shelf.
The blush brand. Maybelline. Now,
Maybe it's Maybelline.
maybe it's not. That's a great not grab them. Exactly. Like, hey, just allow me to come in completely. No. It's like someone knocking on your door and then whispering, lock. Anyways, Joves, what message do I need to hear? Or what messages do I need to hear? Whoa. Okay. Maybe the ghost have some life hacks. Quick, go and get the sandwich bags. Okay, firstly, as I read your message then, and I still have it, there is this strange feeling in my back, the middle of my back, and it's like a rope being pulled through me. It's like I'm being sucked backwards. cards. All right. This feeling for me is provocative of emotions. The emotions that I get are forms of almost like dread. Okay. But it is that fast-paced feeling as though a massive game of chess is happening and your life depends on it, and so therefore you're thinking so many moves ahead that you're getting confused. That's the kind of thing that's happening here. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to pull some cards, and I'm going to pull these cards. Well, let's have a look. I do wish I could shuffle these ones. This massive deck of cards. There's like twice as many cards in this deck, it feels like, than any other tarot deck. Well, I'm not going to count them. Yeah, that's the catalyst. Okay. And there's the... Okay. Well, firstly, one of the inversions of the cards here is a reassurance. Okay. The other ones, well, this one is something here to do with, now the cups are denote of emotions, and it is the cascading of these emotions and the opening up of them that release something. I said to you before, and this is what this is, but it's not, it's different in a way. So before it was this sense of freeing yourself of the past, the perspective of where you are and taking that, living within the present, is what can empower you and give you strength and also eradicate fear. But it is a difficult thing to do when there are so many emotions opening up, being relived. However, coming back to what the bird represents, that yes, these emotions may take flight, but it is freedom. Emotions can be suppressed, but that doesn't mean that they are not felt still. It does not mean that they do not have some form of agency over you and how you do things. They must be accepted. This is where fear comes in. Fear to accept. Here, this is almost when it comes to forms of earthly matters, especially that which may partake of forms of earthly things, desire, passion, these things. These are things that overwhelm in many ways. Yet, this card is the key to almost acclimatizing, to taking the panic away from this. The reassurance that I was saying in this card is that the Knight of Swords here fights the dragon. Although, to be fair, I always thought here this dragon just wants to hug him, and he's like, no, get off. But nevertheless, it's neither here nor there. The Office. This is the opposite of fighting a demon. Fighting this monster, you cut off one head to grow in its place. This form of the Hydra or the dragon that keeps regrowing heads is a symbol of fear, that you cannot simply just kill it. You can't, because that's exactly what happens when you try to use anger or violence or any sort of force towards fear. You feed it. Here, it is the acceptance of something. Sit within those emotions feel them does not mean that they control you. You are simply feeling them. They will pass. This here, unlike this one, is not this overwhelming feeling when it comes to forms of desire or passion or anything like that in an earthly sense. This is different. This is the recognition of you and who you are and where you are going. That what lay ahead no longer you need to fear. Instead, it is much more hopeful. There is much more light than there once was. And that's because of you, no one else. I hope that helps. Will you please stop ghost hunting while I'm literally talking to them?
I mean, I feel like it's an opportune time to ghost hunt.
Yeah.
It gives you the word that comes up. Oh,
You're
nice!
most welcome.
Thanks for those glasses. Woo! Party.
Party.
I'm ghost hunting.
So, tarot and weed.
Tarot and weed.
Should I leave this man or work it out?
Is his name Jim?
Is his name Jim? Is his name Jim, and is he good at putting up shelves?
All valid questions.
Is his name Jim? I love you just chiming in there with your ghost box. Jim? Is it Jim?
Jim, is it you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so.
Maybe he's telling us we need to hit the gym.
Was it JIM?
I didn't see it. I'll have to go back and look. That was rude if he did.
Yeah, it is pretty rude, okay? I worked out yesterday, all right? I helped my daughter with her math homework. That's working out. Right. Now, so, I'm going to use cards, but what cards? Nothing feels. Anything
Smell. Give him the old 1-2 sniff. Papa.
here? Yeah, okay. Jim sounds rude. He just said his name, bless him. There wasn't a Jim who lived around here, was there? What's her face's husband?
One?
No, the woman who died, Barbara.
Oh, Barbara never had a husband.
Oh,
Like the whole time I lived here, she was just an old badly lady. Oh, Jesus. That got aggressive,
I
didn't
don't
it?
think Barbara liked that.
Jim, that's enough.
Right, let's have a
No
look.
mas.
Tarot and weed. So, what we have here is a layout of these possibilities, always changing naturally. The first one is the tower. It is that which tests us, that which is sent to become this catalyst, agent of chaos, forcing us to take action, whether that is to hide from the storm or to weather it. We must take some action. And this is what this is. Something must be done. What comes from this? The world. There is forms of experience here. There is lessons to be learned, yeah. But also past knowledge. Past knowledge working with present, what you know from what you knew, handed over to the crone, handed over to you later. What does that one think? Where does that one wish to be? And how do these two help get you there? There is struggle in this way. There is combat, fighting in some form. This is conflict, but what comes from the conflict is the King of Swords. I like that one. But this King of Swords, when it comes to forms of opportunity, as in the way of moving, creating something, it is reversed. It is going backwards. Although part of me thinks that part of you know that. When you start going backwards, you have to start thinking, why? And do I really want to go backwards? It has to be a very special person if you start going backwards. And I think here, that's something that, because I am definitely not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you yes or no in that sense. But it's something that you must decide whether or not that's worth it. Because there is forms of struggle there in the way of this person being stubborn. Here, this is the investment of the future. This is what has happened, and this is you in the present. If the past is constantly looked at, you will lose what is ahead of you that needs to be harvested. I hope that helps. Don't you know we're working? Don't you know this is what gets you milk? Oh, my back. My back hurts, Mum.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on her.
I'm trying. It got really warm in here. You're most welcome. Okay. Pink Sith. That's a great name. I hate to be a cheesel and ask about relationships, but should I continue to entertain this person? Is there a freaking amazing future? I'll take a quick stretch break. Have a sip of tea. Oh, Timothy knows a chiropractor. Oh. I think my spine is beyond the skill set of any chiropractor by now. I have terrible posture. I stoop a lot. Okay. Oh, Kaylee, if you missed the tail end of yours, it's on YouTube. You can go back and look at it now. Jesus. Right. What is this? What is this song? I can't hear what she's saying. Anyways, right. No, actually, it was Amanda. She stubbed her toe on something as she was walking past. I am not questioning whether it is amazing or whether it is not. I just don't know what she's saying. I am quite deaf as well.
What?
What? What? FOMO? Oh. Right. Baby gate, always. You know when they're like open and then you walk into them straight at groin level? Oh. Or when the kids open them and you're standing on the other side and they just whack you. Some similar cards, but there is something in the way of, I'm not going to say secrets, okay? It's not secrets, but there is something that is hidden from you in some way. And it's not that it's a bad thing. It is almost as though it is the way of admiration or even a crush, like that. Something is there and it kind of is within your peripheral. It's there, but it's very well hidden. Now, the Queen of Swords is you and your ability to enact this, to initiate in some way something here. But what? Oh, the Emperor. The Emperor is like, it's weird because it's not what it usually means for this. It's forms of waiting, but waiting for what exactly? There is like this reward, in a sense, something that comes from a waiting of something, where love may be concerned here. There are other things, firstly, that you must do. Oh, I can understand what she's saying now. What this is different. This is sort of like work kind of related. Okay. So it's like almost as though some things have to be done here. There has to be some sort of a change, some sort of transition in order for what happens next to actually be successful. And it is almost as though the universe in its wisdom knows this, and that spirit are kind of putting up forms of blockages to allow the right time to be the right time, which can be frustrating in some ways where love is concerned. But the end goal, this, along with this, is fantastic, because this is something that is brought on by someone that is in a way familiar. This is the longer wait. The longer wait has the reward that it was wanted in the first place. And that is what this one is. I hope this helps. If you want a time frame, I really like feeling February. I don't know why February. It's like Christmas. I see Christmas, but then I'm like, no, something happening at Christmas, but then February, like, you're welcome. X Hops X. General Evo reading. I'm not exactly good at letting people in. Oh, love reading. Sorry, you mistyped. What do you got? What's that?
Nothing.
Are you eating Tuckies?
No.
Right. You're most welcome. Now, Tuckies. I can smell them. Right. Letting people in. You know what? I think a bone reading would be good for this, actually. And that's what we'll do here. All right. So let me move that down, and I'll move you down too, so you can see that on YouTube. Right. Okay. When you speak of letting people in, this is the forms of love, and where love is as an ideal, and where the individual, you in question, wish it to be, which is a perfect place. There are forms of control. There is happiness. There is focus and determination. There is drive. There is also creativity that meets these two head on. Perfect. There is healing, but healing is pushed aside almost as though, can I just get here without this? No. I mean, you could, but it won't be the same. It won't have its longevity. Where you are is here. There are forms of knowledge, self-knowledge and understanding. There is also conflict via communication with the past. This is, in a way, regression, but regression can be really useful. It's very important. We regress usually because there is something we either find comfort in regressing from, or B, that there is something that we need to learn from it. Something hidden there, almost like mining for gems. And that's what this is here. There is a form of strength, although it does create this blockage. It is difficult to move through, yet the opportunity here, the long way round, yes, but here will the ego, fears, even forms of trauma, perhaps. There is this protection and frustration that lay on the only side of choice. In other words, protection is the first thing. It is a matter of survival, perhaps where memory is concerned, but also the frustration that comes from it. To know that, as you said, when it comes to letting people in, it is hard. This is forms of self-sabotage that come from it. It is something that can be unlearned, but it does require courage and control. Fear, pushing aside, clarity in the forms of unity, perhaps with others. There are trials, but success to it. It is the hard way, but it is the best way. Pain and fear, both here, in forms of revisiting, as I said. But from this, you get to where you need to be. And I feel that this, the healing, is found along this path instead of just cutting straight to it and then do that healing bit later. The healing is necessary in order to get there to where it needs to be. Sense of safety, security, and trust are things that we must give when we trust someone and then they hurt us. We are not to blame. If I was to give you a crystal thing, like a nice crystal goblet, and then you broke it, it's not my fault because I gave you the bloody thing, is it? It's your fault. You dropped it. It is the same with trust. But we blame ourselves. We say, I should have known better. I shouldn't have given such a precious thing to someone who would not take care of it. No, you are not to know. Someone has two hands, they pick up something up, they drop it because they are careless. Lesson learned. But that doesn't mean you should stop giving that precious thing, because you will just be hurting yourself and stopping yourself. I hope that helps.
You want a coffee?
Nothing. How was work? How was work? You're welcome.
It was good and bad. No parts.
What was the good bits?
Patrick off.
What was the bad bits?
My client called and basically called me stupid, even though he couldn't remember his own account number, so I didn't know where to look.
Sounds like a normal day.
We have 12 accounts, and you're talking about something from 2 months ago. It makes it a bit difficult to find.
Yeah. Tacky. A tacky is like a rolled up. It's a rolled up Dorito that is then coated in Satan's dandruff, which burns your anus terribly the next day.
Satan's dandruff.
There you go.
I think we could close out of YouTube now because nobody's on me.
Okay.
You all cool with that?
I am actually. This was a really weird observation. When it comes to those forms like takis and certain things, especially like in Mexican food, I find it quite spicy. Yeah, fine, but I like it. It's just quite spicy. She doesn't. When we went to England, we ordered curry. It's very natural in England. Everyone loves curry. And I had like a vindaloo and different things, and they were tasting them, and they thought that they were really spicy. To me, it wasn't. I think it's just there are different kinds of spiciness that we're used to, and the brain kind of knows that. Yeah. So, what else happened?
What do you mean? Why you acting like something happened?
I'm not. Well, yesterday you were like absconded.
No, yeah.
I was just curious if anything else like that happened.
No bikers harassed me outside of work today.
Good. So yeah, I think we can come out of
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Right. So who's next?